I do know one thing. When we're inspecting under bridges, you're not really grasping on a bunch of stuff. You're kind of gingerly touching. We had a guy run into a roll of carpet somebody dumped off a bridge in outside of Houston, one of the big overpasses in Houston going over Seabrook. And he's down there on the bottom, and he's like, I mean, he freaked out. He's like, I don't know what it is. Something is down here and it's wrapped up. I'm going to keep going. Of course, the Department of Transportation guy is like, we need to find out what it is. He's like, hell no, I'm not. Somebody else is going to do this. I'm not. So, man, we're just dying laughing. He freaked out, So anyways, the guys, we had another diver go down there, kind of reaching, but it actually was some carpet that came off a truck and was wrapped up, but it wasn't wrapped big where there was a body in it. It was just a nice tight rolled carpet. But man, he head rushed. He wanted to have nothing to do with it. So that was kind of a fun story there.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my gosh.
Some of those divers you get and you throw them in the Mississippi River with us and 70 feet of water, and you turn your dive helmet downstream and it floods up full of water. They kind of freak out. So, but guys like us, it's like, oh, well, just turn your helmet upstream and just keep working,
Whoa.
So there are different people, for sure, different jobs.
Now, things like the Mississippi River, have you ever come across any rare things that you found under the water?
Not in the Mississippi River because it's flowing so hard. But me personally, we've bumped into a lot of things. The only thing I can remember that has any significance that we found out about 5 years later in Galveston Bay. In Galveston Bay, we were surveying some pipelines. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. Got allergies. It's driving me crazy. But there's pipelines going across the Galveston Bay. We're inspecting these crossings, is what they call them. And as I'm walking, following these little pipelines, they're little flow lines. They're like 3-inch lines. I'm walking, kind of feeling, and I bump into these big boxes, stacks and stacks of these big wooden boxes. And I'm feeling these boxes, and they have stainless steel bands around these boxes. So these boxes were about the size of slot machines, let's say. So anyways, there's a pile of these boxes all over the place. And I'm feeling these boxes, and I'm climbing over them. I'm like, man, there's these big boxes laying down here. I don't really know what these are. And, of course, everybody's like, well, what are they? And I could see stainless steel on them and in a face. And I just give up over them. I don't care. I'm, at this time, I'm young. I'm in my late 20s, and it's just something that's in my way. Now that 51 years old, I would have researched the hell out of them. Like, what is this, But, then you're like, who cares? Everybody's ready to go, get out of here, and probably go to the bar or something, So anyways, we're just inspecting these things. And I found out years later that somebody found these boxes again out in the middle of the lake, out in the middle of this body of water. And what it was, Al Capone had a gambling thing there in Galveston, and it got raided. So they put all these slot machines on a barge, and they took them out there and they dumped them all. So that was kind of cool. I just didn't know what they were. Now, looking back, I'm like, damn, I would have brought about 10 of these things up on our barge, and that'd have been cool. They'd probably have been rotted and junk, but I could say, hey, I got a cool slot machine, from Al Capone. But that was kind of a cool find, But I'm sure there's been others, but it's been, 30 years of doing this. That's one that sticks out in my mind.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's so interesting. When you start, I didn't know what it was when I started doing the video. And when we did that water tower, I was just like, wow, this is incredible what you guys do and how you guys do it. And it could be intriguing too, because it's like entering another world. And like the James Cameron thing, it's like, unexplored space, basically. Do you get that?
Totally.
Yeah.